Hey, this is Amir Bormand, and this is the talent Tango. So we're going to bring you a daily 10-minute segment. My brother, and my business partner, are going to be doing this, talking about really what is just happening in the office, what happened yesterday, something that we thought interesting. Could be some wild card stuff in there as well. But hopefully you'll enjoy it. This episode, what we want to talk about is when you hire someone and the training involved. So we're a recruiting company. We onboarded someone yesterday to join. Person actually has experience and
Just not in the US.
just not in the US, so fair enough. It was out of the country, but extensive recruiting experience. And we were going through the training as we normally do. Obviously, sped it up because he doesn't need all the rudimentary stuff. But then it was like, well, what if we had just had all this stuff recorded
That would have made life a little easier.
and had him just watch it? So we were like, what would the pros and cons be of that? So, I mean, to me, it's more efficient. So I like the idea of, you have all the content recorded once and you have somebody just sit there and watch it, but is it impersonal? Like, do they feel like they're,
A
while you're
robot?
onboarding well, not a robot, but like, here's day 1, here's the intro meeting, watch these videos for the next 3 hours, and then, we'll come back and check on you periodically. What do you think? Next time, should we record them all and then have it, or do we do the live every time?
Yeah, I think a part of, the job that's redundant. I should say this, I think regardless, having it all recorded can be beneficial, right? So if there's an area that as somebody's getting onboarded, they're having difficulty remembering,
Sure.
you can just keep referencing that piece of content, right? So you don't have to kind of re-explain it. I do think the first go around to just get to know the person a little bit and kind of have interaction. I think that aspect is good to kind of maybe show them things live and as a demo or whatever the case is. But if there's areas where, it's something that they can learn on their own, then why not?
So, I mean, I think in terms of efficiency, I think obviously it makes no sense to make the content once and then reuse it a ton of times. So I think that's 100% the most efficient way. But like, I'm also trying to go, all right, I'm the new hire. I'm sitting in the chair and I'm going through the videos and I have questions. Am I going to write down the video I'm watching? At the 5-minute mark, you guys mentioned this. I have a question. I'm going to take notes. And what would my mindset be? So you're onboarding someone. What's their mindset if you have, because there's a lot of learning platforms out
Sure,
there.
yeah.
So you can load all these videos and actually have, quizzes associated with them. I mean, there's so much learning, tutorial platforms that we could leverage. But then I really am thinking about the candidate, well, the new hire experience and the onboarding, if they would feel that they would be disconnected from us, and this is how they'd be mentored along the way.
Yeah, I think you don't want to set the incorrect tone for how you manage your people, your team, right? And if you're very interactive, we try to be very, micro coaching. So I think there's an element that we don't want missed, especially from the get go. So I think it's good to just bring context to that. Like, look, some of these things are modules that you can kind of just, listen to, learn on your own. They give you a quick high level. So you're familiar with, a certain CRM or whatever. And then let's sit down and go through some examples. I like going through it live, shadowing me, maybe here's a video on the product, take a look, come sit down, shadow me so you get a little bit more familiarity. And then why don't you go back, try to do a couple things on your own, and then let whoever's managing you check that. And that's kind of a way to stay interactive throughout the process. But I agree. I think setting the tone, just how you organize and want to portray how you kind of interact with people is important.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, on the flip side, I'm like, when you have, let's say you're going to do the intro meeting and you want to cover, let's say 4 or 5 topics, and let's say I'm delivering that multiple times every single time, and it's down to science where I'm going to deliver it the same way.
Right.
If it's recorded, the positive is that the cost for the new hire onboarding is actually lowered because then, you're not spending that extra half a day going through the same exact material. It could be viewed. They can refer to the material. Let's say they want to refresh it after a week, they can go back and watch it again. So, like on that side of the house, you can easily go back, have the content there. You can update it as you need. But if the new hire needs to go back, it's there. But then on the flip side, when somebody's on a video listening to themselves, I think really what the answer here is you need to have a check and balance at the end. So if you deliver it via video, you really do need to have a platform that is going to have a quiz or something associated to make sure they're retaining it because you obviously are hoping they're watching it and
Yeah.
absorbing it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the accountability factor, you gotta have something in place to manage as they kind of progress. I think going to your initial point is, say you're gonna give like a, addressment speech to the new hires and it's a group of 5 people or 10 people. I think it's really powerful for the CEO, president, managing director to kind of give that in live, but that doesn't need to be 30 minutes, right? It can be a 10-minute, and then after that point in time, it's a recorded 20-minute extra kind of going through some of the history of the company and stuff like that, that they don't necessarily need to hear live, right? You can kind of give them that rah-rah speech welcome kind of thing. And then, you know what, I got to step into a meeting and then put on the big screen, kind of more in detail. So I think you give them a little bit of both, right? You give them a little bit in live, and then what aspects maybe you can have pre-recorded. That could be a good balance for companies or people onboarding is like use kind of a dual system where you don't use all the resources in play, but you kind of give them a little bit of the person live too.
Tough call. I could argue both ways because if I'm in the chair, I'd like to know that everyone's spending time with me and they're giving me the full attention. But then on the flip side, I could also see a new hire wanting to refer back to that material, and obviously we see them taking notes. And I mean, you can only take so many notes, right? So I could see it both ways. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe if anyone out there, talent acquisition, recruiting space, you guys are obviously onboarding people. Be really curious to see whether you're recording materials and then having recruiters take a look at that.
Or
A
maybe it's
live
old school.
onboarding
Maybe it's old school. Maybe it's
slides,
well, no, I was
PowerPoint.
gonna say maybe it's like here's a textbook, here's a manual,
There's a manual.
here's printing out, old school kind of, look through this and you can have it at your desk. So, I think everybody learns differently.
We'll
So
print off all the slides. We'll kill a lot
I
of
feel like I'm
trees.
in college,
Yeah, print off all
taking
the
notes
slides.
down.
Here's a three branches worth of trees of slides. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'd be curious to see what thoughts are out there. Which way have you seen it work better? Record material, have somebody who's onboarding in the recruiting space watch that, or do you like delivering training live in person each time? And do you see the benefit of the other side? So I think we're gonna be at the end of our 10-minute segment. Almost,
We
we're a
got
little
2
bit. We got
minutes.
2 minutes. We're the under 10 this time. But yeah, let us know. Give us an idea what you think in terms of which way you'd go. You'll find an opportunity to comment either on the website or various other areas that we'll post this on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. And then give the podcast a follow. Give us a rating on the iTunes store if you can. We're going to do this daily and in addition to the weekly podcast that we're going to do, and hopefully you like it. Thanks.
Thanks.